ideas, get curious. They creep up behind you, peer over your shoulder, and when they're ready, will lay themselves down on the smooth, clean space you have prepared for it. Oh, stretching canvas. It's quite simple, really. Simple, of course, does not mean easy. It takes attention. And what is attention? What does it mean to attend? What do you think? Well, it's just like school, isn't it? Attention is the same as attendance. It's simply being there in that moment. Otherwise, where are you? Absent, aren't you? You're nowhere, and if you're nowhere, the idea will have no one to walk up to. It'll pass right by you and tromp off into someone else's story. Attend, kiddos. I hate the phrase, pay attention. As if it's some sort of currency. As if you're using something up just by simply being here. As if you could possibly dwindle down a resource. Supply and demand. Our Western culture was founded by merchants. Bet your parents didn't teach you that. It's true. Our language is lousy with terms from the marketplace. We take interest in things. We wage war. Some people find physical exercise taxing. We try to save our soul from the debt of sin. We try to find value in our lives. Interesting. Not everything is for sale. Like some people will try to force on you. Just attend, show up, that's it. Now, your homework this weekend, spend some time stretching canvas with your parents. Don't forget the tips. Stretching, there's only one way to do it. You must start from the center. It's only by stretching from the middle outwards, equally balancing opposite sides, that you can create a smooth, clean, and enticing surface for your idea to land on. Parents can sometimes lose their center. It happens especially with grown-ups. You get tired, that sand in the joints. I can certainly relate. Tell your parents Miss Penny certainly understands. You get lazy and overfed. You start settling into the sides. Show them how to get up and work from the center. They'll thank you for it, I'm sure.
I'm not an artist. Not really. Not like they're over there. Not a professional. I mean, it's someone I was in middle school, and I try to keep up with my creativity. I make scrapbooks for the kids. I know. Lots of parents do that. Actually, I haven't made one in a while. I was real Bentonville High School when Carson was first born. There's one for Layla, too. It's about half done of her baby pictures. Baby footprints. Little toes. Fabric is so expensive, so what I did was I cut up an old pair of jeans for Carson's and an old flannel shirt for Layla's. I like making them for yourself. It makes them look cozy, you know? And then you stick on flowers and other things to make the cover pretty. Of course, for Carson, they have race cars and baseballs. I've got this shoebox full of pictures of them growing up since they were babies. Layla's first steps, Carson's last day of elementary school, this drawing of our neighbor's dog. Layla won second place in school for that one. And I've got all the supplies, colored cardboard, puffy paint, markers. I keep it all in this basket that my grandmother made for me when I was a baby. It's got this crocheted frog on top with these googly eyes. kind of creepy. Like it's watching you, following, judging. All these memories are going to be gone one day. All these moments are just going to get mixed up in one big trash can. I want to keep them good and unbended and all, but there's no time. And I can't just throw them into a book. I cut out these cool shapes with construction paper, and then I take this calligraphy pen. Yeah, my grandmother taught me calligraphy. I can't spell for the life of me, but I can make sure the words look nice. So I always take time and write cute little descriptions. Layla sunburn, ouch, smiley face. But time is not really something I have a lot of right now. During the day, I clean houses and then barely make it here to the Sunset Cafe to clock in for the night shift. By the time I get home, they're both in bed and I'm so burnt. My mother usually tears into me about something I forgot to do, empty the dishwasher, pay the electric bill, whatever. All I want to do is just sit on my bed and go through videos online. I know it's strange, but I love unboxing videos. 90s CDs are my favorite. Is it going to be Destiny's Child or Duncan Sheik? It's suspenseful, you know? I try to introduce Layla to some of the older stuff. Boys to Men, she hates everything I try to share with her. She just rolls her eyes when I don't know about a book she's reading or when I use bad grammar. I know it's a kid's job to look at their parents like they're an idiot, but sometimes it really hurts, you know? And I want to get to know her, but there's no time. I mean, maybe if the shopping district goes through, I could get a job that paid a little bit better. One of my house cleaning clients was looking into buying one of those upscale franchises, something like Red Lobster. Says I'm guaranteed a waitressing position. It'd be nice to just have one job. We could go get our nails done together. Last night, I came home and Layla had left one of her paintings out on the kitchen table. But she'd been taking classes over at the art colony. She begged me. We didn't really have the money for it. They're not cheap, you know. I mean, I understand they're professionals and they take it pretty seriously. Carson plays baseball in school. That's his life. I can go to college for it next year, but Layla, she didn't have anything. I was worried about her. She was depressed and angry and it broke my heart. So I sold an old pair of pearl earrings to my great aunt. That was enough to put her into a 3-month program. She's very talented. I pick her up from class. Her teacher barely makes eye contact with me. She just gives me this strange smile. It's pitying, but being in kind of a mean way, you know? Layla's been giving me that smile a lot lately. This kind of you dummy look. It was me. That was the painting she left on the kitchen table. I mean, it looked just like me, my tired eyes, my hairstyle that I guess my kids would say is a little bit out of date, but I can't afford a stylist, so I just do it myself. It was in my waitressing uniform. She managed to capture the coffee stains, the way I have to keep the top 2 buttons undone to help attract better tips. She managed to paint how she sees me. Really sees me. In the painting, I'm wearing a big red nose. Like a clown.
I don't know why you haven't just said it yet. Just tell me, Andre, please. Because it better not be Andre, it better not be true. That this journalist, God, what's her name? I can never find a byline in this stupid paper. It's like this thing was printed in some kid's basement. Here it is, Jayla Tresna. Now just tell me, just nod your head that she made this all up. Oh, you see the bitterness in her eyes? Probably why she misquoted me a few times. This is not what I said at all. It's all over the place. I mean, it's in the ballpark, but there are details, nuances missing. Why someone, a presumed journalist, with a laugh, would not record in this day and age? Lady, you're gonna rely on your memory? She's like 22. She didn't grow up memorizing her phone number. For God's sakes, it's absurd. I'm just flabbergasted. And I've never even used that word before. And I sound downright stupid using it now. But that's the word, flabbergasted. So I get it, anonymous source, yeah, right.
She was pissed about getting stuck with some fluff piece, so she decided to juice it up a bit. You shouldn't have kept going on with that fluffy stuff. All I need you to do, just tell me this isn't true. Because if it is, if you are seriously considering using that monumentally stupid and offensive law thought up by some woman-hating redneck, don't look at me like that, speak! Because that was never the deal. Your platform has always been eminent domain, honoring market value. Remember, I did the research for you, but this, I have never looked into this law. I didn't even know it existed. And I'm supposed to believe that you did the legwork? Or Nina? Well, actually, that's a bit more likely, but still, Andre, it's dirty. I can't believe you. This could be a libel suit. Defamation. This chickadee, what, did she really look up this old forgotten statue? Construct some master plan to pin on you? Because that doesn't make any sense either. My head is really... I'm knee deep in this too, you know. For Sasha, what I'm doing is treason. Look at this. Read what she says. She really hates me. Look me in the eye, Andre. Really, Andre, look. The deal has always been job creation, new opportunities, skill training, even finding a new location for the colony. With the money from the buyout, there's possibilities out there for those who want to continue their lifestyle, who can't go home, who won't, who don't have a home to go to. Sure, a new location's never going to be the colony. It's history. It came equipped with infrastructure. The kiln, the smelters, the dyeing drums, all that left over from marble making. No space can replicate that situation, but I'm prepared to do it. Sasha hating me? A price I'm willing to pay. For the good of Albion. Because I love you and I want to be with you. Evolve, right? Like your mother's always saying. You're condescending. Difficult. God, sometimes so difficult. Holier than thou. Makes you want to smash her perfect bouffant in with a hammer mother. Who's also strong and independent. Uber rational. Businesswoman. I chose you and her over Sasha and her girls. Over my friends who trusted me. All I need you to do, just tell me this isn't true. Andre, please. No, stop, don't. Don't say anything. I can see it in your eyes. Andre? Well, hell. You know, this really sucks.
With only 6 weeks away, there was a major shakeup this morning in Andre Stanton's candidacy for mayor. In a shocking turn of events, he now has an opponent in the race, and you won't believe who it is.
I was prepared for the speech. I really was. I'm not even all that big into politics. Sure, I know who the president is, but even if you went all Reservoir Dogs on me, I couldn't name one of our state representatives. Yesterday, when I heard the news, actually, I read it. My dad walked away from the table, slammed the paper down, grumbling to himself. He does that a lot. Well, usually, he'll grumble out loud so we can hear him. Pontificate. How's that for an AP word, Miss Isidore? On how the country's no longer filled with people, but octopuses. Octopusi. Suction cups, where their hands should go. And that's exactly how he talks. Everyone looking for a handout, or a tentacle out, I guess. If he were to keep his metaphors consistent, consistency's not really his bag. My speeches was supposed to be about the Bechtel test. I'm sure many of you have spent many sleepless nights pondering one of our more unsettling questions of our troublesome age. What do the Lord of the Rings and the Star Wars trilogies have in common? Besides being EA, of course. Yeah, for the sake of my grade, I will be using acronyms for those terms some may find objectionable. And by some, I mean our illustrious, oh so prudish, no offense ma'am, AP Lit teacher, Miss Rebecca Fletch Isidore. Hey there. The answer is, all 6 movies failed the Bechdel test. And I know what you're thinking. W.T. blank does that mean? Alison Bechdel's a cartoonist. I can tell you the name of her comic strip because it contains a term Miss Isidore is afraid might offend people. And although it might offend the LGBT community, although we have reclaimed it, I think she's more concerned with offending the wrong people. Those who like to believe we live in a Twilight Zone Mayberry of the 1950s, where the greatest threat is the bomb, and at the far more greater threat are those with, shall we say, non-traditional lifestyles acting like real people. Just think Little Dutch Boy and you got it. Anyway, in the comic strip from 1985, 2 women characters discuss a new metric of critiquing movies. It's simple. 1, does the movie have at least 2 female characters? With names, please. Bit roles, sexy cocktail waitress, and frumpy toll booth guard don't count. 2, do these 2 female characters talk to each other? You know, converse, speak words, share opinions, information. 3, do they talk about something other than a man? Do you know how many of these movies failed the Bechdel test? Tons! I was gonna walk you through some of my favorites. All the Marvel movies, most of Pixar. But when I read the news, after my dad stormed off, I started thinking, how many of us have lives that would pass the Bechdel test? Take a good, hard look at the endless Facebook posts, Instagram pins, tweets. Examine closely your hallway gossip, conversations at lunch, texts. Interrogate the motives behind the outfits you buy and the ugly thoughts you have against other girls. Add up the time you spend in tanning beds, beauty parlors, salons, or for the sake of a guy, a boy. When I read about this woman, the artist who used to be big over at the art colony, it was like, whoa. Here's this lady, all set up to be wife of an unopposed candidate for mayor, a millionaire no less. 2 months before the wedding, a month before the election, everything's going her way. And all of a sudden, because her man's a dingus, sorry, Miss Isidore, although it's in the dictionary, look it up, decides she's going to run against her fiancé. Her millionaire, for sure to win fiancé because she disagrees with his policy. Has something to do with him stealing the land away from the art colony. Right, like I said, politics right over my head, but that's pretty awesome. Which one of you would take a stand like that? Who's able to define themselves beyond the relationship to a man, daughter, sister, girlfriend, hot, cute, fat, tomboy, princess? I couldn't answer that question for myself. And that's why I'm not very well prepared for this presentation. I spent the night making campaign posters. It was like inspired. Makes you want to go out and do something, not just sit back and let the men do all the talking. Vote Nadia Wellington, she just announced. So I don't think she has like a slogan or anything. Maybe not even staff. Yes, Miss Isidore, I see you gesticulating wildly over there. I will sit down in a minute. Wait, I'm actually going over after school if any want to come with. Here's one of my signs. Vote Nadia Wellington. With her, we can all pass the test. Get it?
I'm not going to tell you I'm proud of you. That's beneath you. You don't need that from me. From anyone. You left. Walked away from yourself. You didn't leave me or Whimsies. It was you who was betrayed and cast aside. You threw away a part of yourself, and that I don't forgive. I do not greet you with open arms. I won't coddle and coo over you. But you learned, didn't you? You can't run away from yourself. Do you think there's virtue in stashing away all that makes you thrilling and dangerous, all so you can lead some semblance of a normal life? Normal life. I'm sorry, dearie, you don't get one of those. But you gave it a valiant effort. Even on your best behavior, I bet you drove Nina absolutely nuts. For that, at least, I'm grateful. But you tried to be the good girl, the dutiful fiancé, the silent, smiling doll, and for what? Money? Nah, it's not even on your radar. You have too much texture. You're no magpie. The Stantons, they're magpies. They haven't evolved 8 brains yet, just fixated on each new shiny object, fluffing up their nest with someone else's glamour. That's what you flew away to. And it didn't feel good, did it? So what? What did you fly away for? I'm guessing because you thought you could be something different. It's not always easy, this way of life. In fact, it's almost never easy. The self-doubt, always having to defend yourself, having to explain yourself to those who can only grant the most cursory glances at life, who can only peer into the most shallow depths of human heart. People are born, go to school, live, love, mourn, pay taxes, think about interest rates, and eventually, like all of us, die. You are an artist. You do all of those things too, but it's impossible for you not to see through the glamour, see through the charm of things. Art is nothing more than slowing nature down so we may bear witness to creation. We are not the creators. We are simply here to bear witness, watching as this figure emerges from stone, as a white canvas reveals the picture it was always meant to host. You are an artist who tried to shield your eyes. It doesn't work, does it? I don't care what happens in the election now. Whimsies is yours. I give it to you. It's stage 4, Nadia. Inoperable. I'm well past my due date. Stop it. There was no need to tell you, to bring you into the fold. The Stantons can smell weakness like bees. Whimsies already had a target on its back. Imagine how they would have pounced if I let the C word out of the bag. I had to keep it together for our girls. You were my second in command, and you left. I had to keep it together for our girls, for our women, for our artists. I don't want your tears, or your apology, or your regret. All of that is useless and degrading, selfish. I want your strength, your promise. I don't care what happens in the election now. Of course, I would love it if you were to dismantle that twerp, but what matters, what's really important, we must protect Whimsies. This place is a reminder that there's not one way to live. It's a celebration of the weirdness and possibilities we stuff away in our everyday normal lives. This place is living, breathing permission for us to be ourselves. Albion needs that more than ever. My Nadia, my daughter. It's time for us to transition to the next phase.
Oh, grow up, Andre. I don't want to hear another word. You will. Yes, you will. Tomorrow there will be a press conference right before the demonstration in which you will officially announce that you are breaking off the engagement. It must be worded in that way. We cannot give the impression she called this thing off. This farce. I don't know what we were thinking. Why did I think it was important to have her on board? The rationale behind it. You remember the strategy meeting? It was to divide the staff, weaken morale over there, minimize Sasha's resolve. I had hoped that the defection of one of their own would reduce the public's regard for Whimsies. And it did, for a little while. The PTO was successful in shutting down all school programs and financial support. But we definitely experienced the law of diminishing returns, didn't we, honey? After a while. What are we getting from this loose cannon? Oh, I know. I'm being callous and mercantile about this. You loved her. Blah, blah, blah. There was a connection. Close your mouth. You look slow when you let it hang slack like that. If you have something to say, then say it! When I'm finished, of course. You will be given a chance to express yourself, share your emotions. Honestly, I don't know where you come from. Gypsy's left you on my doorstep. To be perfectly forthcoming, I never quite saw the appeal. She's her mother's daughter through and through.